Well, you don't look like a trader. What is your business here? Are you here to help in the mine? Just passing through, eh? Something tells me you're up to more than that. If you want to see the chieftain, his house is up in the citadel. But don't bother him, he's a busy man. The mine is run by Brogdos and Gorkun. You should find Gorkun at the storehouse. He can tell you more. Just don't cause any trouble.
Hey, you. Yeah, you. Hey, have you seen my wife Kaomine anywhere? That useless wench has been going all day. Muttered something about food. I can't remember. But now I'm famished and she still isn't here. Why you? Well, I don't know. You look like you've been around a lot. I just want to know if you've seen her. A pretty young thing, red hair and a green gown. I've already searched the marketplace. She could be at the docks to get fish, though she's also been going to the farms a lot recently. Have you seen my wife yet? I'm as hungry as a wolf.
Greetings, stranger. If you're looking for our chieftain, his house is the big one up behind the marketplace. You can't miss it. Budorix is a good leader, I think. He is an accomplished warrior who has never shown fear in the face of an enemy, and before he was elected, he held a grand feast and promised all his supporters that they could always come to him for grain when they were in need. It's true that we have large quantities of good food here. Arubinus has gifted us with fertile lands, but for a person of my standing, a guaranteed bowl of gruel can be a blessing when times are hard. At first, one of the other candidates was his own sister. She is a strong woman and has a way with words, but in the end they decided to work together and have her serve as his ambassador instead. Of course, our spiritual leaders had a lot of influence. Budorix could not have been chosen if our druid had spoken against it, and our bard said he saw him in his bull dream. But they know things we mere common folk do not. Now you must excuse me. I have 2 more sheep to skin today.
Have you seen these walls? Mud bricks on a limestone foundation. The latest fashion from my home in Etruria. You'll see nothing like it anywhere in the Celtic lands. They certainly spared no expense to make an impression. They are a peculiar culture, really. If the Celtic tribes ever united, they would rival any empire. But they are all too fiercely independent to do that. Yes, the salt makes them rich, but they pay us in amber. It is highly valued in my area for its healing powers, especially by these impudent separatists in Latium. The Celts do have their own walls, which I must say are quite impressive given their simplicity. Wooden beams for structural strength in between rocks that cannot burn. Cheap to build, not easy to breach, but they do require constant refurbishment. I would indeed like to go back, far away from this cold weather. But they still need an expert to look after the walls. And Borodrix is a good host, so I am obliged to stay. I would indeed like to go back.
Greetings, stranger. I'm looking after these goods until my master, the great druid Artabuts, returns from the forest.
The river is lovely at this time of year, is it not? I love watching the ships come and go, imagining where they could have come from. Above everything, it gives to us as a trade route. We sometimes fail to appreciate its beauty. I pray to Danuvius every day that one of the ships will bring my husband back. Brogdos went downriver to the Oppidum of Manching to negotiate prices, but he hasn't returned for many months. Well, never mind. I can take care of myself, and Gorgon manages their business rather well. It's just that I miss him and hope he's well. Everything is well, stranger. I have taken up enough of your time already with my sorrows.
Yes, foreigner. I am a bard. A poet, as you southerners would say. A teacher. A philosopher. But most of all, I am a personal counselor to Budorix, our glorious leader, ever since I foretold that he would be the next king. If he can't spare the time, you can bring any matters to me, but only important ones, please. No, not an oracle. These would be the Vates. They foretell the future. All druids are aware of justice and know the will of the gods, but only a bard can prophesy who should lead. We all have our place and our responsibilities, and can I assume you also have yours? You should respect the power of a well-chosen word, be it praise or satire. Do you know our god, Ogmios? His silver tongue ties to people's ears with delicate chains, so they happily follow him, even where force could not compel them. Remember this, foreigner.
Welcome, warrior. I am Bodorix, High Chieftain of the Vindelici. I have heard stories like yours of strange attacks up in the north, but nothing definite enough to concern me. We have our own problems here. While the trade is good, those Northmen are our enemies as much as they are our friends. Who knows why their strange gods would turn against them? Maybe they deserve their anger. You're free to go and investigate, of course, although the way is long and dangerous. If you leave by the main gate, follow the road up the mountain in the east. Our sentry at the top can tell you the best way to Glauberg. What isn't there to do? We have the traders, politics, problems with the mine, and then you coming in here. Being a warrior was easier. I sometimes wish I could be with my nephew Brennus, conquering new lands in the south. But, I'm not complaining. Go, warrior. I have more petitions to hear.
Of course, I sing too, but not right now. I am Gorkon, the owner of the Lemberg mine. If you want salt, you come to me. Yes, the road to Glauberg is also that way, but I'm not a travel guide. If you're going there, however, I may have a little business proposal for a capable and trusty warrior like yourself. Deliveries from the mine have become irregular recently. Something down there has kept the workers from mining, and the guards haven't been able to deal with it. I have no idea what it might be, but if you were to go and solve that little problem for me, I would reward you handsomely. To get to the mine, go past the farms outside the main gate, and then follow the road to the left. It's really not that hard to find. That is all. Come back if you're successful, and please try to be discreet.
A trader from the north sold me this oryx and said it could pull a plough twice as easily as our local oxen, and he's really sturdy. Although it is said that their cows produce less milk than ours. I wonder what would happen if I could, encourage them to mate. With Arubian's blessing, I will breed cows as strong as an oryx that produce as much milk as my Magonia here. One can hope at least. I wonder what color they will be. Black or white? Probably just grey.
Our work has always been hard and dangerous, but I've never seen anything like this. I'm not sure if I can go back in there again. The Aesir, I know of no such god.
The mine is closed. Some kind of horrible curse is possessing it, as if Ericura can no longer control the spirits of the dead. At first, buried miners started coming out of old tunnels, but they didn't return to work, oh no. They started attacking everyone. I sent in the guards, and replacement workers, and then more guards, but in the end, they came back too. Now nobody wants to go in there. Gorkin is getting angry because he can't supply his clients with salt, but what am I to do? If you really want to go in there, be my guest, but it's a bad idea. I'm telling you. So don't be angry with me when you emerge as a shambling corpse. We're generally very productive here. With the right motivation, these fellows dig a couple of meters a month. And with everyone needing salt to preserve their food, it fetches a good price. I just wish it had been less good at preserving the buried workers. Do what you have to do. We'll be here. We're not going anywhere. Well, you did come back out, so I guess. Well, thank you, stranger. You should go and tell Gorkin in the city about this. I mean, especially about the working again part. He'll be happy to hear it. And he always has some gold for people with good news. You should go and tell Gorkin in the city about it.
Our work has always been hard and dangerous, but I've never seen it.
seem friendly enough, but are you sure you want to go this way, stranger? All you will find beyond this peak are vast forests. It's the route to Glauberg, yes, and there are a few tracks, but they're not safe, especially for someone who is unfamiliar with the place. Look at it. If you get lost in there, you will never get out again. Why would you want to go to Glauberg anyway? If you ask me, those Treveri are hardly more cultured than the Germanic barbarians at their borders. Well, if you must go, head north and west wherever you can. As this way, you will eventually reach the east bank of the Rhine, which is easier to negotiate than the forest. You could perhaps take a boat if you're lucky. Oh, and in case you return to the town, you could perhaps remind them to send someone to relieve me. I'm starting to grow roots up here. I should put up a tent against the rainy weather.